Welcome to the Andrew Keene Show, brought to you by Budweiser.
It is I don't know if it's the Andrew Keene Show, it's the Keene On Show, and actually it's the Robert Scoble Show today. Robert, who better to talk to about 2013 than you? You're a guy who keeps their eye on the tech scene, on Silicon Valley, better than anyone else. It's been a busy year for you. You wrote a book.
Yeah, I finished a book called Age of Context with Shell Israel, and that's been doing really well. It nailed a new kind of computing that's coming at us. I call it contextual computing.
What's it called, the book?
Age of Context. And it's about 5 things: sensors, wearable computers, big data or data innovation, and social network and location data, all 5 of which are going up exponentially. And when you join them, you get a new kind of computing.
Don't you get the NSA if you join them?
Always. The NSA is always there. It's always there.
So, and I know that the book is in itself an act of rebellion. You haven't gone through traditional publishers.
Yeah. No, we self-published it. Amazon printed the paper copies and put it on Audible and Kindle. And that's
How's it done?
Better than our first book. Way better than
How many copies have you sold?
More than 10,000 so far, from what it sounds like. Although we sold a bunch at $1 right now on Kindle.
But you have another model. I mean, I know you're not shy about Rackspace. Rackspace is a sponsor, so it's not just a straight self-publishing deal. No. You actually have some tech sponsors. Yeah,
we had 10 sponsors that paid for the development of the book, and then Shell gets to keep all the money. And
what do they get? Do they get ads inside the book?
Do they get
your intelligence?
The first 3 pages of the book have ads from Rackspace and Everything.me and Microsoft and a bunch of other companies.
So Robert, 2013, it's been quite a year. Where should we begin?
Where should we begin?
Instagram?
I was just there's all the companies that have gone public in the last year, Facebook, Twitter, and all.
Well, Facebook was last year.
Yeah, but in the last year, right? Where do we go? Because really, I think this is a year of maturation of mobile.
We're not back in 1999 with crazy prices.
We do have crazy prices, and we do have a little bit of a bubble.
Snapchat turning down $3 billion in cash for a company that doesn't even have a business model.
Neither did Google when it went public, right?
True. So overall, has it been a good year?
It's been a very good year. I see a lot of positive things going on. We're sort of, like I said, we're seeing a maturation in mobile. And what do I mean by that? 1 billion people are getting a smartphone this year alone, but we're seeing the smartphone really become something that everybody understands and is using. And you're seeing a maturation in the kinds of companies that are being built on top. At Salesforce's big conference, I finally saw really good enterprise apps that were built for the mobile phone, and that's different than last year. You're also starting to see a new wearable market start to form. Fitbit, Jawbone, FuelBand, and on are doing pretty well. I just met the COO of Tile. They're making little devices that can track your phone and other things, and they've sold 600,000 of them already. Yeah, that shows that a company can come out of nowhere, make a hardware product. They're not even shipping yet, and sell almost 1 million copies of something. That's pretty remarkable. But social networks continue becoming more and more important. Twitter's seeing a 500 million tweets a day, and location data is continuing to get more and more important.
But there was
Waze went to Apple this year. Right?
It's also been a strange year in the sense that Silicon Valley has become the subject of a different kind of conversation. There's more and more criticism of the inequalities, of the emergence of this new kind of rich technology caste in Silicon Valley. What do you make of those kind of conversations?
I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. We just listened to Gavin Newsom give a talk, and he talked about there's 2 Californias. There's the San Francisco area where employment is very good. You're seeing the formation of a lot of wealthy people. You're seeing the kinds of things that causes. The rents are going up. The commercial real estate here is harder to get. and so on and so forth. And then there's the second California, where like Merced, which is a very impoverished neighborhood. And a friend of mine used to run a ladder manufacturing company out there, and he had to move those jobs to Mexico. And when you see that area compared to Silicon Valley, it's quite extreme, the differences. And I think it's going to get worse because we're building systems that give some human beings extraordinary scale in our world. I just met the guy who started Imager, and they have 10 employees, and they have 125 million impressions a month, or visits a month. So with 10 employees, you can hit 125 million people. My friend's ladder company wasn't doing that kind of scale, and that kind of scale is why these companies go to billion-dollar valuations very, very quickly, and why certain people in our society get extraordinarily rich very, very quickly, and create injustice or an inequality. And I think it's going to get worse because our systems are building more and more scale capabilities into them. As the billion people get mobile phones, we're going to see more and more things like Snapchat, and less things like that ladder factory that used to employ a few dozen people down in Merced, right?
You and I have clashed in the past, publicly and privately, on the issue of privacy. Has the NSA scandal changed your position on privacy? And in 10 years, when we look back at 2013 and obviously the NSA scandal, what are we going to think? What is the significance of the NSA stuff, do you think?
I don't know. I knew the government was surveilling us even in the Bush years, because I had arguments with the Bush administration, and their answer was our number one goal is to keep you safe. And it's like, yeah, your number one goal should be to serve the American people. We pay your bills. We are your boss. And they don't look at it that way. They look at it from a safety standpoint. And that's sort of how it got sold to everybody involved. And I don't know how you unravel that. Because someday we're going to have another 9/11 or another bombing or another criminal organization come along, and we're going to want to be safe. And we're going to ask our politicians, well, why didn't you see this?
So you're not really outraged by the NSA? You think they actually have an argument that they're maintaining safety?
I'm conflicted because I think the American people are conflicted. They don't know what they want.
And you're unusual in that sense in Silicon Valley, because most people aren't conflicted. Is that fair?
Most people are one way or the other.
The companies themselves, like Google and Facebook, are actually implicated in this.
They're implicated, and they want to be not implicated with it. So there is a PR problem that they're trying to solve, and a real technical problem that they didn't know that their fiber lines were being tapped into, and now they're building encryption systems to hide that data and keep it out of the government view. But at its heart, we have to decide: do we want safety in our society, or do we want freedom from people studying us? And unfortunately, I think we're going to the place where we do want people to study us, because I think there's going to be so much utility around being studied that we're going to buy into it. And I'm all into it. I'm wearing Google Glass. It's the first consumer electronics gadget that knows where I'm aimed. It knows where my eyes are looking. By the way, if you can study my eyes, you know whether who I find attractive.
I always study your eyes, Robert. Okay, two final questions.
TMI.
Two final questions. 2013 is coming to an end very fast. We're almost at the new year. Person of the year in tech: Jeff Bezos, Ed Williams,
or Elon Musk.
Why?
Elon's the man, I mean, come on.
Hasn't he always been the man, or is 2013 the year
he's going
really
to
become the
space?
man?
He's built us the hottest new car. I mean, he's the man.
So you're very, very positive on Tesla.
I really want a Tesla. I can't afford one. But.
And are they and final question, Robert, for 2013, are they the company of the year, Tesla? Or is there another company?
Yeah, they would be up.
It's not Rackspace.
No.
Even though.
Amazon, Tesla, Apple isn't there. Apple's the profitable company of the year.
So nothing much
Google,
has changed. Every year, it's always Amazon,
Google,
Apple, Tesla.
You know, in terms of the big companies.
And one company, Robert, because you see this better than anyone, one company we should be looking out for that you've seen emerge, a startup.
Here's one, Tap and Go. Tap and Go is only for college kids right now. There's another company that sort of started that way, right? Facebook started that way. And it's watching everything that you buy. If you're at Santa Clara University, for instance, you buy everything using Tap and Go. You buy your books, you buy your coffee, you buy your sandwich at lunch, you get your laundry done on it. And it watches what you're doing. And then soon it starts serving you in a new way. When you leave your dorm, you cross the geofence, it says, would you like your normal iced latte? Yes, I would. And
Tap and Go, you got it there.
Tap and Go.
TechCrunch viewers, TechCrunch TV, Tap and Go. That's Scoble's big tip for 2013. The one company you haven't heard of,
I think
you
it's
will
going
have
to take
heard
5
of
years.
next year.
No, I think
5
it's
years
5
by
years.
2020. Robert Scoble, Happy New Year. As always, a pleasure.
Thanks.